Welcome to this week's Read the Bible Together story. And we are coming to you with the Spark Story Bible from Sparkhouse Publishing. And this story is God Calls Samuel. Now, you might remember from last week that Samuel is Hannah's son, the one she prayed for and waited for, and God finally blessed her. And she said that if God gave her a son, he would live to serve God. So this continues the story. And you can follow along in 1 Samuel chapter 3, verses 1 through 20. God calls Samuel. Samuel was a 12-year-old boy who lived in the temple with the priest named Eli and learned about God. Eli took care of Samuel, and Samuel helped take care of Eli because Eli was almost blind. One night, something special happened. As Samuel slept in the temple, he heard a voice call out, "Samuel." Samuel thought it was Eli calling, so he jumped up from his bed. "Here I am," Samuel answered as he ran to Eli. "I'm here because you called me." But Eli shook his head. "I didn't call you. Go back to your bed." Samuel did as he was told and fell asleep quickly. A little while later, the voice again called Samuel. This time, Samuel was more tired and crawled out of bed more slowly. In Eli's room, Samuel rubbed his eyes, scratched his tummy, and said with a yawn, "I'm here because you called me." Eli was getting tired of Samuel coming into his room and said more firmly, "I didn't call you. Now please go back to bed." Samuel and Eli there. When this happened a third time, Eli thought to himself, it must be God who is calling Samuel. And Eli told Samuel, who was now very confused and sleepy, "If you are called again, just say, 'God, I hear you, and I will do whatever you want.'" When the voice called again to Samuel, he did as Eli told him. It was God, and God had many things to say to Samuel. Even though he was only 12, Samuel wanted to serve God. With God's help, Samuel grew up to share many messages from God. People all over Israel knew Samuel as a trusted prophet. There you go, Samuel, finally figuring it out with Eli's help, right? So Eli helped Samuel learn about God. Who helps you learn about God? Talk about that this week.